Jim Carrey just popped up in Paris looking and sounding completely different. And we saw this exact same pattern with Kanye last year. Why does it seem like every time a celebrity starts speaking out against the industry, they suddenly reappear, acting off, looking different, and walking back everything they said? So who exactly showed up as Jim Carrey at the 2026 Caesar Awards?
Yeah, if they're telling you that there's no clones, the guy telling you is probably a fucking clone. At this point, I have no doubt that they've made human clones. They've made dog clones. You can get your dog cloned. If your dog's gonna die, you can get the DNA from your dog, get a puppy, and it'll be eerily similar to your dog. They think including some personality traits, which is just very bizarre, very Pet Cemetery. Right. But if they can do that, why can't they do that to people?
Just days ago, Jim Carrey made an appearance at the 2026 Caesar Awards after months of being completely out of sight. And honestly, he looked nothing like himself. This was the first public sighting of Jim since November last year, and fans were stunned by how much had changed. His mannerisms fell off. His skin looked different. Even his eye color seemed altered, and the way he spoke, completely unfamiliar. Everything about him felt different. The wrinkles on his face appeared gone, and even his bone structure didn't look the same.
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead.
Some people suggested maybe Jim had cosmetic work done, but here's the problem. Surgery doesn't change your eye color, and even if he had contacts or jaw work, the way this person spoke didn't match Jim Carrey at all. Over the past few years, Jim had been openly tired of Hollywood, repeatedly hinting at stepping away for good. He stopped showing up to award shows and even called them one of the most meaningless things he could imagine.
The streets, you need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in icons?
Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut her down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't get dressed up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream.
Now, compare that version of Jim Carrey to the one we just saw at the Caesar Awards. They don't feel like the same person. Online rumors quickly took off, with some claiming Jim had been replaced by a clone. For years, Jim had been warning people about what really goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood. After Diddy's arrest, he spoke about humiliation rituals, cult-like dynamics, and casting couch culture still being very real. But this new version, he couldn't stop praising that same industry.
A huge conspiracy theory about beloved Hollywood actor Jim Carrey right now because people are saying he's acting and looking very different. Did the Illuminati finally get their loudest whistleblower and clone him, thus silencing him? This is like two conspiracy theories in one, so here's everything you need to know.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower.
So yesterday, 64-year-old Jim Carrey received a Caesar Award in Paris, which is like a French Oscar. And he was just suspiciously acting out of character for the iconic Jim Carrey personality. And longtime fans also noticed he looked younger or very different. And for a lot of actors in Hollywood, that's the norm. He's 64. I support people getting work done. But a lot of conspiracy theorists who are really just diehard fans say normally Jim Carrey would never do this. His whole brand is drastically changing his facial expressions and melding his face into whatever he needs to do for his role. It's just the last person you would ever expect to do that. But what's really freaking people out and driving home the conspiracy theory is that his eyes are a completely different color now. They are green, but they used to be very obviously brown. Is it him? Is someone new under the mask? And Jim Carrey is infamous for his whole career long time giving very powerful speeches against government corruption, against capitalism, against those in power.
As clips of Jim started blowing up online, some fans wondered if it could just be a YouTuber or prankster pulling off a wild impersonation. Alexis Stone, a well-known makeup artist who people suspected might be involved, quickly shut that theory down. Then fans went back and started revisiting Jim's older interviews. In one of them, Jim actually admitted that he sometimes uses a body double.
We were talking about Jim's problem with the as he calls them, the stalkerazzi.
This is the phrase that I coined.
They stalk you. He coined that. He came up with that.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it? What is the solution? Because a lot of folks would be interested in this. What do you do?
I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy.
I'm sorry, a decoy?
Using a decoy. It sounds so ridiculous, but it works like a charm.
Like a double.
It's fantastic.
Like a Jim Carrey double.
A Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction, and I can just have my day. And
whatever you want to do.
Wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Right.
And,
well, they say the best ideas are the simplest ones, and this really couldn't be more simple.
It really is amazing.
I'm sure it works.
Really works.
But this didn't feel like a body double. This felt different, something deeper, something more unsettling. For one, the real Jim Carrey was nowhere to be found. And secondly, this version of him was contradicting everything the old Jim stood for. In past interviews, Jim openly criticized the industry and even hinted that powerful groups were controlling people behind the scenes. Now, he seemed overly enthusiastic about the very system he once questioned. Things got so intense that other celebrities started reacting. Megan Fox even commented on Instagram, saying, "I can't handle any more stress right now. I need to know if this is real." One viral tweet read, "Jim Carrey used to be about peace, meditation, and truth." This interview explains why he was replaced. They gave him a choice, prison or control. He chose cloning. They still got rid of him and turned him into a puppet.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh. I like it. It uses scraping.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know? And they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to...
It might sound wild, but some major figures in the industry have hinted that things like this actually happen. Kanye West once said that if he ever came back looking or acting different, it wouldn't really be him. And then we saw something very similar play out. It's always the same pattern. A celebrity becomes disillusioned, starts speaking out about what's happening behind closed doors, then disappears for a while, only to return completely different, suddenly defending the same system they once criticized. Just listen to what Kanye was saying before he vanished.
Like, we're gonna take your money, we're gonna block you, we're gonna do this, we're gonna take your life. Like a lot of, my life has been I wake up every day just surprised to be alive. Like, because of how many threats I got from political to, Twitter commentary to all that, just like going through, just to be like, boom, I'm exposed. Because the first step to cleaning up something is like, people be like, man, there's some smell, it just smell like that. It's like, have you checked under that couch? But nobody want to lift up that couch. And if you go to lift up the couch, the whole industry is like, stay away from that couch. Yeah. We found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on PSYOPs
Who's this
in the
guy?
Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah.
And then we all saw how Kanye acted when he came back. His behavior, his public appearances with Bianca, it all felt off. Some people believe those behind the scenes were trying to damage his image. Suddenly, he was doing and saying things he once stood firmly against. The same person people once admired for insight was now being labeled as unstable.
The phony will clone me. Just watch how they cloned me. Hey, look at me, show me.
I was Ye, and then they started making more Ye's.
I think Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm gonna tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why.
What the happened? He was gone for a
He
little while.
did
No,
that
hold
because
on.
he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
How do you think that these people would hide that, Kristen? If somebody tried to clone you, I would scream it from the top of the mountains like that's not Kristen.
You literally will get.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I believe this with every ounce in my body.
One of the biggest red flags for fans was Kanye agreeing to go back on medication. In earlier interviews, he claimed they were trying to silence him through medication and said he'd rather die than go back on it. But now, he's reportedly back on meds and even apologizing to the same industry figures he once exposed. That's not something people expected from him. Fans have started calling this version of Kanye a clone. One tweet even said, "This isn't Kanye, this is a clone. He once called himself the new Jesus. And now this? I can't ignore what I'm seeing. This isn't him."
I would rather be dead, not in jail, because I'd rather be dead than to be on medication. No one from the family has taken any responsibility for my hospital visit, but if we were to go on mine, that's 50% of what people say at least, or maybe am I lying?
It doesn't matter.
Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter!
What you warning you just said,
I haven't finished the sentence.
It does matter!
It matters to us and you. It doesn't matter what the internet says. It matters what we think. Yay.
So what do you think? Did you have an effect on my mental health?
Yes. 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 I'm saying yes. And I love you. I love you. I don't want you to be not perfect. I love you. And I want my daughter to love you the way you want her to love you.
The idea of clones being used in the entertainment world has become something of an open secret online. The pattern feels familiar whenever a celebrity becomes too powerful or too outspoken. They disappear and come back noticeably different. There are even rumors that Diddy's sentence is being served by a clone. Fans compared his public photos to alleged jail images and claimed the bone structure didn't match.
Clone, apparently there's this thing spreading around where people are saying that the person that's actually in jail is not the real Diddy. Let me catch you up to speed. This is a real photo of Diddy. Notice the markings on his face? They're very prominent, and they are from the real Diddy. However, in this mugshot right here, you do not see these markings at all, so people are claiming that whoever is in jail, allegedly, supposedly, is not the real Diddy. This photo always terrified me. There's just something off about this photo. To make matters even more weird, Diddy's private jet is still flying around as we speak and making stops in various locations around the world. Just a few days ago, his private jet was spotted at Auckland Airport, a spot normally reserved for private aircraft. This is from the account Celebrity Jets. They're actually tracking P. Diddy's private jet flight path. And this is when it was landing at New Zealand. And 2 days ago, it was at Honolulu, Hawaii. This is the actual private jet that Diddy owned. And you can see him getting off this private jet.
As for where the real Diddy might be, flight records reportedly show his private jet still in use. On the day of his arrest, it was allegedly heading toward the Caribbean. That was also the last time he was publicly seen. And when clone rumors really started picking up, Joe Rogan has even mentioned the possibility of elites using clones. Diddy was one of the biggest names in the industry. So is it possible his double is the one behind bars while he's somewhere else? Meanwhile, a new documentary is stirring things up, led by his longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alexandria Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs' mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he used that for.
I mean, you know, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes with him.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage.
Cat Williams has also spoken on clone theories, claiming Jamie Foxx may have been replaced, but that the replacement slipped up. According to him, the double had noticeable freckles and was missing a tattoo the real Jamie had. He even suggested the real Jamie had connections to Diddy's parties.
Jamie Foxx ain't shit. That nigga gonna make you watch his funeral. Nigga televised his funeral. He ain't even dead. He was just up there. Let me be specific. Anything I say tonight is allegedly, bitch. I don't know shit. I just live here talking. I love Jamie Foxx. Let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his clone. His clone ain't shit. His clone kept on messing up. The clone showed up with a face full of freckles. We ain't never even seen Jamie Foxx with freckles. This clone is stupid as hell. The clone didn't even have a tattoo on the back of his head. I couldn't believe it. I watched the whole thing twice. I still don't know what had happened was. That started the story with, and somebody gave me an aspirin, and 21 days later, wait a minute, what? That sounds like somebody gave you a dip. You got to be more specific, sir. I'm scared of all this. And they don't invite me nowhere because they know what the is up. I want to see the shenanigans, my nigga, but I do not want to participate. This when I knew I was gonna fuck with Jamie. This was having butt-naked basketball parties. And I love basketball. But I don't love basketball like that, bitch.
Rumors about Jamie Foxx being replaced first started after he disappeared following a mysterious health issue. To this day, he hasn't fully explained what happened or why he stayed out of the spotlight for so long. What made people even more suspicious was the timing his disappearance lined up closely with Diddy's arrest. Jamie gets sick right after Diddy is arrested, then reappears after Diddy is sentenced. Is that just coincidence or something more?
Said I was a clone. You motherfuckers really thought I was a clone. Listen, I was having dinner at some eatery in Vegas, and I walk out, and my daughter's behind me, and she overheard the dude go, "That ain't that. That's a clone. Nigga Diddy got that nigga. That's a clone. That ain't Jamie Foxx. Look at that nigga, man. That ain't him." But I gotta tell you this, Atlanta, you can't clone this. I brought you too much original. It ain't enough clone juice in the world to clone me. I brought you this. Hey, for real though, I rock your world.
So now it's your turn. Do you think all of this is just internet speculation getting out of control? Or is there something deeper happening behind the scenes in Hollywood? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.